jazz with the wind blowing through the tree. I'm watching a movie or reading a book and the writer or the author describes or shows me something really delicious, I am going to want to eat it right then and there with them, so I can feel like I am there with them. Like, I love engaging with the story. If I am watching a movie and the characters are smoking, you best believe I'm smoking right there with them. If they're drinking a glass of wine, Neil Gaiman, we get it, chill. Like, you are obsessed with female bodies and you find the need to describe it in riveting detail every 5 seconds, but like, it is uncomfortable and it makes me, it's like no different than, like, it literally feels like I'm reading, when men talk about women this way, it feels like I'm reading the physical version of what it feels like to be catcalled outside on the streets of New York City. Okay, I don't really know if I'm starting the vlog here, but it's July 7th and about to be 5 p.m. in a couple minutes. And you know where I'm headed. I need to choose an audiobook for my commute, and I've just finished My Sister's Serial Killer, which I started yesterday. And today, I don't really know what I want to read. I just got this one that my friend recommended. I'm not really sure I'm gonna listen to it, but it seems like a romance. Let me check the Goodreads. Ugh, why is my head throbbing? I definitely should not have eaten all those Altoids. Oh, okay, actually, I'm gonna read it because this is interesting. So my friend, people have really passionate reviews about this one on Goodreads, so maybe I'll just listen to it and just add to the passionate reviews. 10 hours, Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm not so sure I really want to read that one. I didn't finish Crime and Punishment. I can keep going with Crime and Punishment. I have equal amount of time, 10 hours. And it's a story that I'm already listening to update my Audible app. And I don't know how to. Okay. I am going to stop rambling. I'm going to update my Audible app once I figure out how to do that. No, I don't want to pay for anything. Ow. Okay, I just updated most of my most important apps. I did bring a book with me. Maybe I can see if that one's on Libby. Damn it. Okay, so it's on Libby, but not in Audible form. I would have looked up at the time before I hit buy on that one, but I just picked up The Infernal Desire Machines of Dr. Hoffman by Angela Carter. I have a copy of it in my bag, and that is what I was planning on reading when I sit down today. So I guess I can start that now if I choose not to listen to Crime and Punishment. What I want right now is to capture freedom in all her glory. Freedom in all her glory. And my feet. Do you ever just think about what would happen if you just recorded from your tummy's perspective?
It's kind of funny. On the camera.
Alright, bitch. Don't fucking do that dumb shit. You fucking saw me coming. The camera saw me coming too. I hate when people act like they don't see black people coming. As if my black self don't exist.
We chop liver.
We chop liver out here.
Yeah, don't record me from that fucking angle. Because you can get people looking at you like, do I have fucking stupid written them up? I meant like camera facing the people.
I know, but I wanted to see what my forehead looks like. This is... Oh! I was just listening to that song. Okay, we're coming up on the train. Gotta go by. Well, one last look at Freedom, old girl.
Shit really smells so good.
Look at Freedom, baby. And Waverly.
Now because I said that one smelled good.
It is 5:30. I'm repairing this shirt, hemming it, and listening to
I'm gonna
this.
see if she'll let me buy her a drink.
Here's my little community garden haul. We have some purple basil, some garlic, some sourdough, and my favorite, well, one of my favorite local honey.
Mad familiar. What? You into fun? Joy is gonna lose her entire mind when I tell her. And faded quickly, and boyfriend's daddy's house right now was massive. An organic single slab of wood with swirling dark grain, balanced on black steel legs. Delicate glass globes hung staggered from the ceiling, and several chairs and... There was no way in hell she was going to strip down in front of his father. Nipple rings and skimpy bikinis aside, she just didn't trust herself to be around him. It was too... He gave her a commiserating look. Get him started. I heard enough about the road. You should go see it, Sadie, like you said. Even... Could I sit in on some of that? It sounds amazing. Sadie heard her. Thank you for sharing it with me. Thank you for inviting... To forgive me for what I've already done. Even if we did stop now. There wasn't much in her braids. You fill me with light till I feel like I'm about to splinter apart from it. So there's that.
Don't judge me. Actually, I don't give a fuck if you judge me, but I put this scoop of Tulin tea in my matcha tea to cool it down instead of ice, and I'm hoping that this was delicious because it looks delicious. With somebody else, I'm looking through you while you're looking through your phone, and I'm leaving with somebody else. I have absolutely no idea what I want for dinner, so I made a platter of everything. Basically like a deconstructed sandwich. So we have some sourdough that was toasted with some olive oil in the oven, brie, butter, turkey, chicken, pepperoni, carrot, kiwi, and blackberries. I'm really excited for that butter. I said content producers really are the GOAT because they do everybody's jobs. Like, they are the actor, the director, the producer, content creators, the writers. Like, they do everything all in one just to give us these little movies, basically. Like, it is so hard right now for me to film and do this, let alone the fact that I'm talking. Oh my god, I'm dropping beans everywhere. This is not aesthetically pleasing at all.
You just have to. It's not even showing the.
It's showing like the top. I wish this plant would stop getting stuck in my hair. Ugh, that looks so good. I love when it's full. Bobby. We need to get a new Bobby, actually.
Well, he broke it.
No, look in there. We'll set up of snacks. We have beef bone broth, chocolate covered pretzels, and fruit wrap.
Hi, Lizelle said shyly, as was her habit. Well, hello, Vanessa, said Wen. As usual, it darted through Lizelle's mind that perhaps her husband was also attracted to Vanessa. Embracing Wen, Vanessa said, Philip sends his regrets, but really, she continued in a faux conspiratorial tone, and I hope God doesn't strike me down for saying this.
I made a warm cup of chai. It's more like a Thai chai. Start American Gods. It is not the Neil Gaiman that I wanted to start with. I wanted to start with Neverwhere, which I do have over there, and just something smaller to get through. But I'm not really concerned about size. Honestly, book size doesn't even scare me anymore since I finished The Count Monte Cristo. That was just so easy to get through because the story was like compelling. So I think that like if a book has a compelling story, the page count doesn't even matter. But of mine said that this is their favorite book, American Gods by Neil Gaiman, and it does sound intriguing. It says Shadow is a man with a past, but now he wants nothing more than to live a quiet life with his wife and stay out of trouble, until he learns that she's been killed in a terrible accident. Flying home for the funeral as a violent storm rocks the plane, a strange man in the seat next to him introduces himself. The man calls himself Mr. Wednesday, and he knows more about Shadow than is possible. He warns Shadow that a far bigger storm is coming, and from that moment on, nothing will ever be the same. Gods is one of a series. That means resembling an enigma, a puzzling occurrence, situation, statement, or person. So a perplexing or mysterious person. Okay, so he encounters the perplexing Mr. Wednesday. Someone rated it 1 star, and this review contains spoilers, and I don't mind spoilers, and I low-key want to read it. I find myself shocked at the awards this book has won and the praise heaped upon it. How on God's earth can a book about gods walking on earth among mortals be so pedestrian? Somehow, Gaiman managed to turn a potentially cool premise into something boring. For those who love the book, and I know it is many, please forgive the sarcasm to follow as I blaspheme against the beloved Gaiman. God help me, God's help me, the more I read, the more I hated American Gods. Wow, this person's really about to write a really compelling essay because I'm ready. Wow, it's long. Okay.
Hey, yo, watch out what you got.
Okay, I kind of just doom scrolled for about 10 minutes, so if we shave 10 minutes off of this, I've been reading for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Stopped at page... I'm at the beginning of chapter 2, which is around page 35. So I'm 15 pages before the 50-page mark, which is what I wanted to get at. And we're doing pretty good. But I'm hungry. Oh my god, I just remembered that we ordered food. Why did I completely forget about that? Oh shit, babe, our food's arriving now. I'm gonna grab some too. Okay, so it is 3:45. Wow, that's kind of perfect timing. Look at me. By the way, real quick, I don't really know what time I stopped reading, but I don't really care, nor do I think that's important. I stopped the timer at 1:29, although I was scrolling for 10 minutes, so really I stopped it. It doesn't really matter. I was like, what is this cold thing between my legs? And it is the aglet on my shorts. Okay, I'm gonna hit start and see how much I can read until 5 p.m. And then get started on Din Din, because that is when I'm pretty sure my stomach will need a recharge. I hope you have something cozy to drink. I have this. It looks kind of like passion fruity, but it's not. It's a pink lemonade electrolyte powder beverage that I mixed into my water and mixed with pineapple juice. My socks. I bought these socks. They have cute little bears on them, and they're those like anklet socks that are not good for like literally any shoe ever, except maybe Vans or something. I bought these socks literally over a year ago when we were in the Poconos, and I literally ripped the tag off of them today because I have this weird concept of like, I don't know, when I like left home, I kind of broke that thing that we had of like not using or saving things for like a good day. Like I like stopped doing that like then, but for some reason with these socks and even a few pairs of like underwear, I just have not used them. And I think it's just because I've never had a reason to wear these socks because they don't fit in any shoe. But like, why can't I just wear them around the house like I'm doing right now? I can't, which is why I'm wearing them. But yeah, that is the story of these pointless socks that are very thin, honestly, and not that comfortable and just really cute. They honestly feel like they're probably for someone with a much smaller foot than me. But the size on the packaging was, you know, advertised to me on my foot size. Anyways, I'm gonna stop chatting about my foot. American Gods by Neil Gaiman. And I was just telling Ashton about this book, although he kind of hates when I talk to him about books, but he listens to me anyway. Love him. Bless his soul. Like, oh my gosh, this should be a movie. Oh my god, I don't know if I told you guys about what's happening in the book right now, or like how I feel about it so far. So far, I'm literally hooked. I don't know who this Neil Gaiman guy is, but so far, his writing style has me like intrigued, or maybe the concept of what's gonna happen. I find myself annotating and highlighting a few bits and like agreeing with a few bits. 2 right now, but in chapter 1, which is what I had just read for an hour. I don't know why it took me an hour to read 35 pages. There's a man, Shadow, who's been in prison, or he was sentenced to 6 years in prison for aggravated assault, I believe, and something else, I don't know. They don't really get into it, but he gets out in 3 years for like keeping his head low and being quiet and pretty into himself, but like strong and fit enough so that no one will fuck him. So yeah, he ends up only doing 3 years, and like a couple months before he's about to get out, he's like counting down and shit, and like weird shit starts to happen. He starts to feel like something weird's gonna happen. He has like a meeting with the warden, and then they tell him that. But I mean, before he has a meeting with the warden, like about a few weeks before he's about to get out, he starts feeling like there's a storm coming or something bad's gonna happen, and the man comes up to him in the cafeteria and tells him that like things are getting crazy and he's better off staying where he's at than going out there. And then 2 days before he's about to be released, or 3 days, 2-3 days, I think it's 2 days, he ends up in the warden's office and they tell him he's not getting out when he expects to. He's getting out today because his wife just died in a car accident. And then, yeah, so he gets out, and his wife was a travel agent, so there's a plane booked for him to like go home. And on his way home, there's like terrible weather, so the plane has to land, and he has to get on another plane. He ends up missing the plane he's supposed to get on, gets on another one, and meets this weird man, or strange man, called Mr. Wednesday, or who calls himself Mr. Wednesday, or tells Shadow to call him Mr. Wednesday rather, who keeps offering him a job position and is just extremely persistent, and knows a lot about him, knows what happened to him and his wife, and knows his name, and Shadow thinks he must be like a con man or something. So and this plane eventually has to land, and they need to depart. They need to get on another plane in order to make it to 2 more planes actually to make it to his destination. He decides he's just gonna drive home and say fuck it. So he rents a car, because fortunately his license has not expired, though he has been in prison for 3 years. There's also so much contrast between him and all of the other prisoners in the very beginning of this, and I'm like, okay, I see. You also don't really know if he's black or white. They make a reference, there's a line in here that's like, what are you? And they question all of the non-black options, and black, and no, just like, we don't know who he is. So yeah, he decides to drive, and he asks someone like where he can go get something to eat, and then when he goes to the bar, guess who shows up? Mr. Wednesday. So it's getting a little creepy, and there's also, before we even get there, there's like or when we get there, there's like a flash scene somewhere to like a red room, and there's a prostitute, and there's a scene where she literally inhales him as if she's like the opposite of birthing him, and it was lovely. I really want this book to be a movie. Is it not a movie? Like, this should be. I'm hooked so far. This is Neil Gaiman, whoever this guy is. He has very thrilling writing style. That one bad review, like, I just keep thinking about that one bad review, and I just really want to get to like why it's so bad. Like, is it because they're like shitty men characters? Like, I get that, like, we could totally not have that, but like, is it not the reality? Do we not have shitty men like that in real life? But like, or is it to like directly contrast our Shadow guy from like all the other men, like saying he's not like them, because all he does is like keep his head down and not think like them. I don't know. We'll see. We're getting there. I kind of feel bad for the dude because his wife died, and turns out she makes the best chili ever, and it sounded really delicious when he described it, and I'm not gonna lie, his lunch at the diner 100% inspired the food that I just ordered. That's how good this book is right now. Why I'm like that. I'm not influenced on like Instagram or anything, which is like, I guess, a good thing, because I'm not really influenced by like social media in that way. But when I'm watching a movie or reading a book and the writer or the author describes or shows me something really delicious, I am going to want to eat it right then and there with them, so I can feel like I am there with them. Like, I love engaging with the story. If I am watching a movie and the characters are smoking, you best believe I'm smoking right there with them. If they're drinking a glass of wine, I'm pouring a glass of wine. And if they're drinking some sort of liquor, I want it. I don't want it because it tastes disgusting, and I do not like liquor anymore, but I do want to do it because like they make it look so good, and like I love when writers can make the food sound delicious. And I don't know why it sounds so delicious to me, because it's like so basic. Like a book called American Gods, of course his first meal out of prison is gonna be like a burger and fries and fucking chili and a beer. He asks for a beer, like that's the first thing he puts in his mouth when he gets out of prison, like a fucking beer. Of course Wednesday has like a steak that's like literally straight like cow on the plate. The burger made me really want a burger, so I ordered a burger and fries, and I'm not gonna make chili, but I did think about it when I was sitting here and he was describing the ingredients of his wife's chili. I was like, oh my god, that's so sad. He's never gonna get to have his wife's chili anymore. This, if it isn't already, because I haven't looked it up and I don't really want to, I kind of just want to be ignorant and like of the internet's existence, since I read the person's comment or that person's negative review. I kind of just want to read this and form my own thoughts. Yeah, that chili sounded good. It just didn't sound like chili. It sounded like a stew that we make, but like. Anyways, I am going to keep reading, and I will update you when I get to the next point of. Do you hear Mr. Softy? Babe, do you want ice cream? Baby. And here's where we want to be. Honestly, I don't care if I get much. I don't care if I keep going. Like, that is totally fine. But I have to work tomorrow and I have to make dinner, so maybe I can. But it's gonna be a quick dinner, so even if I. It's 11:40 p.m.
11:40.
and I have 25 pages left to go for my daily goal before I reach this thing, because I took a nap. I took a 10-minute nap and then I woke up, made dinner, and we cleaned and showered and, you know, all the regular stuff. So now I'm trying to read this last bit before I go to sleep, and I know I can do it. I can do it. I want to update my Goodreads though, because I didn't plug in the fact that I started this book today on Goodreads, and I like to be very punctual about that. So I'm gonna update what I think so far about what I'm reading after I read one whole page to acquaint myself with what I'm reading, and then update my Goodreads. And that's what's happening right now. Okay, bye. Oh, look at the clouds.
Oh.
Go drive somewhere where I can see the clouds.
What? I'm on a mission. I can't just go drive wherever you want me to go right now.
Why? Look,
Because
just
it's not free playing.
like, isn't
I
there?
mean, this is still story mode, but
There's like no time constraint.
my mission.
But who's paying
It
you?
is a time constraint. I'm trying to beat my old
Oh,
score.
but look at that cloud. Look at that one. Oh. If you think about it, they all kind of look the same. Somebody designed these clouds and then went copy paste. Look at them. It kind of looks like the Roosevelt Field Mall entrance. Oh my god, you was about to get hit by that truck. Oh. I'm so bad at driving in these games. I don't know how y'all do that. It is 12:30 in the afternoon, and I finished working in terms of what I do for a living. And I just want to sit down, listen to some chill music, have a snack, maybe a smoothie, and read the next bit of American Gods. And the other book that I'm listening to on Audible, The Days of Afrekete, my hold that I placed on it like weeks ago like was ready, so I was like, wow, divine timing, and I decided to read it. And we have a lot of thoughts and we need to like sit down and have a deep discussion, her and I. So I am gonna go pee, make something to eat, sit down and read and show you. Oh, today I got a new book. I didn't mean to, but I was outside the library that I've created. We have another little library nearby. It's just like this little wooden thing outside, and sometimes I go over and I check to see if there's any books in there, and I usually don't like to take any because they usually have water damage or mold, But whenever I go and there's like a fresh book placed in there, I feel like every time I go there's always like, there's the old ones that have been in there forever, and then there's like one new one. And I feel like, I don't know why people keep putting them in there, because I feel like most people know we have a little library. Like somebody keeps leaving like one book in there, and in my head, because I'm crazy, I keep thinking that they know that I am the one that keeps picking the one good nice book that they are leaving in there, and they keep leaving it for me. But I know they're most likely not, and I am right now that was just my narcissistic brain thinking that everything in the world revolves around me. But I'm gonna show you the book that I got, and then make my smoothie, and then get started on reading. I got this copy of The Red Pony by John Steinbeck, and I got it. Intrigued me because, well, one, it's John Steinbeck, 2, it's short, and 3, it is a Penguin classic. And as you may or may not know, I have a lovely collection of Penguin classics right on this shelf here. So this is going to fit right nicely in with those. And by John Steinbeck, I've only ever read The Pearl and Of Mice and Men, which I feel like both are in here. Oh, wow. Okay, so The Red Pony is also in here. So I guess I can either bring this back or keep it for collection purposes, depending on how much I love that story. Maybe I should read it next and see and decide whether or not to keep it, because I don't need it if I already have it in here. TBR pile, which is growing, and honestly I might put that in the to-go pile, because I don't think I'm gonna read that. Like, I've been reading, I realized that I can read cheesy romance and it doesn't have to be annoying white people, because it can be black people. Not that this was a cheesy romance, but the other book that I read on Libby, which was called You Made a Fool of Death with You Made a Fool of I'll put it on here if I remember, but that one was a good cheesy romance without having to be like corny white people. So I'm gonna probably put that in my like discard books pile. Okay, lab is 120 now, and I was scrolling on my phone. Slash, I started doing like some work stuff. For real, back in the chair. It's 1:32. Last night I screenshotted when I was doing a little bit of reading, because I had to charge my camera battery, and I can insert the screenshots in here, or you can just trust me. But I'm 3 hours and 43 minutes into this challenge, 46 seconds and 53 nanoseconds, and we're on day 2. So I guess this kind of did just turn into a challenge, but that's okay. Seeing if I can read this whole book in 24 hours or less. Let's go. Oh, I guess I should hit start. Okay, I just have to say one thing, because this is quite creepy that keeps happening in the book. So a couple pages back, when he was ordering his burger at the diner, it made me want a burger, and I ended up ordering Burger King. And then 10 pages later, he ate Burger King. Like, the book literally mentions Burger King on page... Here we are. God damn it. Page 46. He mentions Burger King. And I literally ordered Burger King without even seeing that there. And then, here we go again. On page 84, because I just started reading again, and no, I never made it to 100 last night. But on page 84, he says they're being served dinner, and they're making, it says there were cabbage leaves stuffed with ground meat and rice. I literally just said, I think I said it in the vlog just now, that I'm going to make ground pork stuffed in cabbage leaves, and I'm literally cooking rice right now. Is this book predicting my future? I hope the fuck not, because it sounds terrifying already so far. Not really terrifying, but like a little confusing. Wow. The jazz with the wind blowing through the trees right now is so beautiful. Okay. Pausing now because I'm heating up some food and it's 2:30. Oh my god, 4:44. I feel like I should start hitting the lap button, but it's too late at this. Well, it's not too late, but I just don't really feel like it. I just finally hit the 102 page point. I don't know why it took me so long to read that, but it doesn't matter. My goal for the rest of today is to finish this chunk. And then by the time I finish this chunk, that's chapters 5 through 9, we will reach part 2 of the book, and maybe I'll read some more. But I have, right now it is 2:40, 2:30, and I'm going out with my friends around 6. Ashton gets out of work at like, so I'm gonna see how much I can read until then. I'm gonna go grab my food. And then for lunch, I'm just having the rice that I cooked, some green beans that are definitely tired of being reheated, and this was smoked salmon, and I just heated it up in the microwave for a minute with my green beans because I'm not in the mood to eat cold fish. So it's like not supposed to, like, it's okay that it looks half cooked because it's already like smoked. Okay, I got a little distracted again, but I'm back, and it's 3:40, and where is my timer? Okay. Okay, we have reached 5-hour and 41-minute mark. I'm gonna just stop it for a second so I can talk. Oh my god, my pen fell out. Give me a second. So we're at chapter 6, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be giving updates on what's happening in the book at this point, but we're at chapter 6, and I just finished the scene where they're riding on a carousel, the largest carousel in the world, actually, and he ends up riding, Shadow ends up riding into pure bliss, and then he sees the gods, or the gods is the last thing that he sees, and then the chapter ends, and I haven't started chapter 6 yet, so I'm about to see what happens after he sees the gods. There's about to be a meeting with all the gods. I'm pretty sure the meeting was called by Wednesday, who I believe is, Odin. We've met the 3 women that, like, watch the sky, that, like, ring fire around the sky, that eventually, when it's finished chasing itself, it'll, like, consume the earth, and that's when the world ends, kind of thing. It seems so far that, like, Wednesday is trying to get Shadow to understand that, like, American gods, or the gods of America, the people that make up America, or the things that people worship in America, are not actually American, and there's no like ground zero for like what American is, which like I kind of already know. I don't know, this is kind of like they just robbed a bank in like the most wholesome way, like once they pretended to be an old man, and like took a whole bunch of people, like went to like an ATM at night and put like a out of service sign on it, and all the people trusted him to take their deposits, which was like so stupid. Like, who would do that ever? A couple gripes that I have with this book so far: every single description ever of a woman in here, or any female character, is like completely over sexualized, like just disgustingly. There's the only time the woman is described as like not just an object, which not necessarily, because even in this particular instance she's still an object because she's a wife, is when Laura, Shadow's wife, is described by Shadow when he is recalling his marriage right before he gets out of prison. But literally every single woman after that is described as some sort of like sexual thing, and it is annoying. And every 5 pages, first of all, every time I encounter it, I'm like, okay, again, Neil Gaiman, we get it, chill. Like, you are obsessed with female bodies, and you find the need to describe it in riveting detail every 5 seconds, but like it is uncomfortable, and it makes me, it's like no different than, like, it literally feels like I'm reading, when men talk about women this way, it feels like I'm reading the physical version of what it feels like to be catcalled outside on the streets of New York City, if that makes sense. Like, all of that is encompassed in these small descriptions of women in the book. Like, that is what it feels like to be catcalled on the street, or for like a man to look at you and think that if he says something gross to you, you're gonna be like, yes, I want you, thank you for talking to me that way. Like, what? Oh my god. I also am getting kind of cold, and I think I might make myself a cup of hot chocolate or a mocha and have it with, my friend baked some banana bread and brought me some today, so I might have that if I get hungry in a sec. So I think I want to read up to chapter 7 at least before I get up. Okay, so it is 6 p.m. now. 6:08 actually. A lot longer than I wanted to. I wanted to finish reading 30 minutes ago so I could go make some food. Because now I have to like look up a recipe and decide what I want to make. But this is the time mark that I just stopped at so far in this challenge. I've been reading for almost 7 hours and I am 20, according to Goodreads, I am 36% of the way. I just updated my Goodreads. I'm 27% of the way done through this book. I'm on page 176 of 588. And I was really hoping to finish this chapter. I know I'm a TikTok hater, but these like shorts on YouTube that teach me how to make recipes in like 20 seconds kind of slap. Like, don't get me wrong, I love watching a 20-minute long video or however long, but when I need to like make a recipe in a flash because I'm starving and I don't feel like waiting through like a 30-minute video to get one recipe, these slap. Hi, I'm back in this chair again. So it is a Saturday afternoon. I don't know if yesterday counts as a part of the 24-hour reading challenge because I don't remember when I started it. I guess maybe I said it on camera, but yeah, yesterday I didn't get to read much, so we're still stuck at 7 hours after about 3 days. Yeah, that was day 3. Today's day 4. 165 pages, I believe. And honestly, I do have faith in myself because I have an iced, let me show you what I'm drinking. I have an iced matcha lemonade with some honey, and I like to use a very light amount of matcha, so like there's a little bit of caffeine but I can still taste it, but it's not too much to the point where I get a headache, because when I drink too strongly brewed green tea or too much matcha, I get a headache. I want to sit on I'm exhausted. Yesterday I got like 2 hours of sleep, or the night before, because Ashley and I went and hung out with our friend on Thursday night, I think. What was yesterday? Today's Thursday. Yeah, Thursday night we hung out with our friend until like 2 or 3 in the morning, and we had so much fun. And yeah, we got home late and I had to like sleep for, I got like 1 to 2 hours of sleep. Right now I'm like also exhausted again. Sit here and read. Oh, also last night I retwisted my hair. Like I washed my hair because it was feeling and I retwisted it myself, which I told myself I would never do, but yeah, I did the whole head. I don't know if it looks any different from this angle right now. I'm not loving how it looks because I just had a hat on, so it's like pushed back. But when it all falls forward, like, and it's in their assigned seats where my locks are supposed to be, I love the way it looks. I mean, I love the way it looks now. I love myself in every state, but this isn't one of my favorite states. Although all of my states are my favorite states. I don't really think I have like a, I mean, obviously there are particular times when I feel like I look godly compared to other times, but the thing is, we shouldn't really have any comparison between times. Like, I should feel godly all day, and I do, but I think what I'm trying to explain is the human experience of okay, just a little update. Not really update, but like things that I'm thinking. Although I'm gonna put it on my Goodreads, but why not having this vlog too? But I'm on page 176, and it's the scene where he's in the hotel or motel room, and he turns on the TV to like fall asleep, and I Love Lucy comes on, but then the character who plays Lucy starts. Cool. You're welcome. Bye. Yeah, the TV starts talking to him, like trying to convince him to join their side of the war, the new gods, like the technology gods. And I'm just thinking about how trippy this scene is. Like, imagine you're laying down in bed and you're just like chilling and you keep getting kidnapped by like random people, and they're all trying to get you to like, they're all trying to recruit you to join their army. and it just seems like impossible and supernatural, like you to the point where you feel like this is all a hallucination. Like, it's so trippy. And then on the next, like, Neil Gaiman's writing is interesting because, or I don't know, I want to say beautiful, but on this side he goes, the sky was impossibly blue, and white industrial smoke rising from factory chimneys was frozen in the sky like a photograph. I didn't read that last part, which is why I just said it like that. But first of all, the sky being impossibly blue, like, I don't know if these are things that just is my oven working? Oh my god, I think the oven's working. My oven has not been working for 2 days, so if my oven's coming on right now, I'm gonna cry. Looking up at the sky, and like when I read the sky was impossibly blue, like I just tried to picture it because I look up at the sky every single fucking day, and sometimes I feel like the blue is not real, but like for it to be impossibly blue, like I would just love to know what that looks like. So trying to picture that in my mind with the pairing of the clouds puffing out of the clouds of smoke puffing out of the industrial chimneys that are freezing in the sky to form clouds. Like when I was younger, I used to think that that is how clouds were formed. Like I would see smoke puffing out of factory chimneys and they would like stay in the sky, and I would be like, oh, that's how we have clouds. So how come those ones are much lower than the other ones? These must like float up when they're done or something. And of course, my mom, not having any knowledge of whatever, couldn't answer the question for me. So up until I learned about actual clouds and earth science in high school, I truly thought that clouds were made from factories. And I don't know, the line in here just like really made my brain do some gearing.